Hey, good morning, guys. Let's see, how is it going? Hopefully everything's looking good, sounding good, looking okay. You're probably looking at this thinking, what's that? But we'll get into this here in just a minute. As you can tell from the title of the video is also you can see here on the box. So we're going to be building something a little bit different today. This is the Sakura Densya. But anyway, here's Saku-chan's here, Mafuyuyu. Hey guys, how is it going? See who else comes in here in the next couple minutes as we just get started. Anyway, yeah, just going to be building something a little bit different today. Let's see. Last night, I thought about building one of these kits live, but I decided just not to. But I'll just quickly show you. Built a couple of kits last night at home here. The Densya. Just give you guys a little peek. Yeah, there you go. That guy. And already done my review of the Ghouls Densya, and it's mostly the same thing. Let's see. And the Demi Trainer. So took about 3.5 hours to build both of these kits. So yeah, both pretty quick, simple enough HG builds. So those reviews will be on the way for you guys, amongst other things that I'm working on. So Chester asked, when will you review the first MG Zeta? Chester, I just did the unboxing for that yesterday. I just recorded it. You guys won't see that until the review is all done, but I just recorded the unboxing yesterday, so I'll be building it up. And probably next week, I would assume, but next week's Thanksgiving. So next week is going to be kind of a little bit crazy. So I'm not sure. It might be after Thanksgiving, but hopefully next week sometime, you guys. I should have that for you guys. The Master Grade Zeta 1.0 is where we're starting. And then we'll do the Zeta Plus C1 and then the 2.0 and then the new Vercom. So yeah, this is not anything that's sponsored or anything like that. It's just something that I actually saw just on a Facebook ad, and I thought it looked kind of cool. So I thought I'd pick one up and try it. So it's just this little diorama scene that you build here. And they have different ones, but the really cool thing about it too is that it's like made to, it's like kind of, I don't know, standard like book size. So then you can like put this on your bookshelf and like in between your books. So it makes kind of this like little 3D little scene like in amongst your books, which I thought looked pretty awesome. And it also has like a LED light in there as well. So it's a pretty cool little thing. But some of the other ones, they have like what's Sunshine Town, Magic House, Time Travel, some different ones. The Time Travel one looks sort of like a kind of Harry Potter train station themed sort of. I guess I could zoom in and show you guys. But like I said, this is not anything that's like sponsored or anything. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, we'll see how it is. It's only the second thing ever that I've ordered off of a Facebook ad. The first thing that I ordered was a poster, and the quality was not so good. So hopefully this one will be a little bit better. If not, we'll find out. I'll let you guys know. So yeah, let's get into it. So I don't know if glue will necessarily be required. Probably maybe not required, but maybe recommended, which my glue is over there. Let me grab some glue just in case we need it, because I think we probably will. Oops, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I stepped on a box that had some pieces in it, and the pieces flew everywhere. Oh well. Very, very messy in the office currently, but yeah. All right, so got the school glue, and now we can get started. I want to also make a little adjustment here, not that way. There we go. Anyway, okay. So it's one of those things where it's all just made of like paper and like pre-cut like wood. I don't know if it's like MDF wood. Yeah, it just says wood, but yeah. And you just kind of snap everything out. Here's like little components, and it comes with some glue. Okay, that's convenient. So that's like the battery pack and LEDs. You got a couple little screws in there. Quite a bit more like little component bits than I was expecting. Here's a couple of parts there, which I guess were maybe a little bit too fragile to just put on the sheet. So they give that to you. You got a little screwdriver. I mean, everything you need is included. So that's cool. Here is all of the parts, including some sandpaper too, even in case you need that. I mean, I don't know what you might need that for, but I guess we'll find out. Here's a mirror sheet. So I think this mirror goes like under the water to give you some like reflection effect. Here's the water piece on that note. Here's our piece like for the water. So you'll put this on top of that to make it look all watery. Hey, Alex, what's going on, buddy? Curious on how the finished looks with LEDs, if it glows a lot and such. We'll see. Josh asked, do we have that in the warehouse? No, we do not, Josh. It's not something that we carry, but depending on how it is, I was gonna recommend to Adam here at USA Gundam Store that we maybe look into maybe carrying these because they look cool, but we'll see how it goes. The instruction manual is certainly quite thick here, so I think this is probably going to take a little while to put together. I'm now wondering if I'm even going to finish today. I think it might take a little bit longer than I was expecting. Little B said, I've been trying to paint an Omegamon antibody, and I paint outside, but it's snowing. Oh, yes. It's always a struggle, isn't it? Greetings from the Philippines. Hello. And from Indonesia as well. Hey, Indonesian and Philippines viewers. Where are the rest of you guys watching from? Probably a good majority, just based on the time of day. A lot of you are probably watching from overseas, as in like not in the US, because here in the US it's like just in the morning, and most people here in the US are probably at work. But there you go, Little B's in Michigan, so there you go, he's not at work. So here's going to be the first issue that I think is going to be a struggle with this, is just looking at the instructions here. We need part C3 and D2, and well, I guess maybe not too bad. I was just worried about how easy it's going to be just to find the parts that I'm looking for. I think it's just going to take a while, but they seem to be pretty easily marked. Like here's this I guess runner, for a lack of a better word, this sheet, I guess, is runner C. So C3 is this one up here. Let's see, and it says we need 2 of these, but there's 4 of those pieces. So okay, there's going to be let's see, oh yeah, 4 that we're going to make, but 2 different styles. The pieces that goes on here, there's 2 different ones, so just go ahead and pop out all 4 of those. Right now, these are the window shades, I guess is what we're making here. It's all made from paper. Yeah, paper and wood. Like I use wood very loosely. Technically, it's wood, yeah. But here's that's C, that's B. Need D. Is that this? No, that's J. A. G. D. There we go. So yeah, quite a lot of pieces. I wonder if it says, does it say on the box like how many pieces are in here? I think it did. It said like something, a couple hundred pieces. I thought it did. Does it not? There's 2 lights in it, and recommended 14 plus wood, metal, paper. Doesn't say how many parts. I thought it did, but all right, maybe not. With Sakura fluttering in the sky, whisper your name over and over. Well, it's not the exact time of year for this. This is actually a fall festival time of year. It's not cherry blossom season by any means. Let's see. Apply a dab of glue in shaded areas. Okay, we'll do that. We need D2. Huh? Okay, which is this one. Okay, there's 4 of these. Okay. I am definitely going to need to be careful with these really fragile parts. See, this is going to be the issue. When it comes to live streaming, I tend to not take my time that much just because like I'm feeling like I'm being watched, and so I'm like not too careful sometimes. But with this, especially with some of these very fragile parts here, definitely need to make sure I'm taking my time. Hopefully it won't break anything. We'll be careful. How are you guys all doing? Let's see. OJ the Juice Man. Hello. What's up? Salutations from Abaku. Almost 11 p.m. Oh, interesting. What I thought was sandpaper, wasn't it? Where did that go? Where did that little bit? Yeah, so there is a little bit of sandpaper. Does it say what that's for? I guess what it can be for is to basically like on the wood parts, when you pop it out of like the plate, there's like just a little bit of essentially what is like a nub basically, and I guess you can like just use the sandpaper to just kind of sand that down. Fair enough. So since we got it, I guess we might as well use that a little bit. But yeah, so I saw in the post that I made yesterday, just like last night, kind of teasing this live stream, that there was a few people that commented thinking that the live stream was maybe going to be the MGEX or the MGSD or something. I'm not sure why, because neither of those kits are released yet. The MGEX, I believe, is set to be released on the 19th. So it's just a few days away, in Japan anyway. I can tell you for sure that we're not going to have it here, like at least in the US. In general, it won't be in the US on that day. And we won't have it here at USA Gundam Store until a little bit later. We're hopefully going to have those in by Christmas is what the hope is. But, you know, I can't say for sure one way or the other on anything. I can't promise anything to you guys because you just don't know. It's all up to Bandai how quick stuff gets here. Hopefully they'll have stuff. Hopefully they'll have those here for us soon, though, because it's a lot. MGSD is sometime next year. Yeah, and the MGSD, I think, is January or February, so that one's even farther off. I'm not too sure why people were thinking that I somehow have got my hands on either one of those kits early, because, I mean, it'd be nice. You know, if I was a Bandai exec, I would do a little bit more to get kits in the hands of, like, influencers, for lack of a less cringy word, but you know, for reviewers and stuff to be able to review kits before they come out. I guess what they might be worried about is if a kit gets a bad review, it might hurt sales, but I don't know. That's pretty uncommon. Let's see. I guess we'll use the glue that they provided here first, which is basically the same as what I have here. It's got a little bit more precise of a tip on it, though, so that might be convenient. All right. So just going to apply a little bit of glue on here. Hopefully. Do I need to cut this? Oh, there is a seal in there, isn't there? Interesting. Okay. How do I get that out? There you go. Try to get that out without making too much of a mess. We're going to put that. Okay. There you go. Yeah, it'd be great if Bandai would send out kits every now and then, especially when it's like a big release like that. I mean, you got to imagine Bandai's pretty confident in their sales for a kit like that they're not worried about it getting like bad reviews. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason, or I think the reason is basically just that Bandai just doesn't see a need to supply kits early to any reviewers or anything like that. Do any sort of that stuff that a lot of other companies do for like promotion and all that. Oops, don't need glue there actually. But yeah, Bandai, I think they just figure they don't need to do that because number one, reviewers are just gonna do reviews anyway, so they don't need to send the kits out to anybody for free because the reviewers will just buy the kits for themselves. Or get them from, like somebody in my position, just get them from their through their sponsor shop. There's one window down. We're well on our way. But yeah, so I think just Bandai figures they don't need to do that. They got all us YouTubers working for them for free all the time. Which is good for them, I guess. But I don't know. Do other, like, I don't know if any of you guys know, this is not something that I would know, I guess, but do other, not like shops, I guess, like do other companies similar to Bandai, do they do like promotion like with YouTubers or anything like that? I don't know what it would be because, like, I know, like, as far as I know, anyway, Kotobukiya doesn't. Kotobukiya does. They have, I know, from time to time, worked with like a kind of YouTuber, make some stuff. I think the other thing that I want to use is a toothpick, so I'm gonna go grab that. But any other like Japanese companies? I don't know. Let's see. What's Sun Shadow Systems? What are you guys talking about? So they have to test kits and waste them. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think that's the thing. Is that Bandai's quality is kind of well established. Sorry for not being fully prepared. Didn't really know what I was gonna need. I thought ahead of time that I might need some glue, but I didn't think I was gonna need a toothpick. Now, the only reason that I'm using a toothpick, here, I guess I'll show you guys, is the excess glue here on the inside when I'm putting these parts together. And probably really don't need to do this. I mean, the glue will dry clear, so that doesn't matter. But just so that there's not any like visible, just like bumps of clear dried glue. As long as there's only a little bit on there, it won't be visible, but that's fine. All right. You get these windows done, and then we can move on to step 2, which is actually, this is step 2. So move on to step 3. Yeah, things going to be kind of slow, but we'll see. There's even, well, I was going to say like larger sections, obviously going to go a little bit faster. But a lot of the sections are going to be quite small and delicate little bits, so we'll see. Last window here. Have you heard about the new MG Stark Jagan? No, I've certainly not heard about any new MG Stark Jagan. Are they making one? Was that announced as a new P Bandai release? That's not something that I've seen about. But if it was just announced today or something like that, that would explain why. All I've done this morning, I just came into the office, got a review edited so that I can post that up for you guys later today. and then just got ready here for the live stream. So I haven't checked any news or anything like that. I haven't even been really on Twitter or anything. So if there's any kind of news, I've not seen that. But if that's true, if they're making an MG start jig, and that's very cool. Very happy about that. That'd be awesome. Aoki asked, "How's life? How's life? It's fine." No. Yeah. I mean, of course I can't complain, but I don't know. It's going. Let's say that. I do have some very. I am excited. Mostly for some changes to come. I'm going to be changing some stuff up here in my office. So I think that'll be good. I'm excited about that. Just to kind of make the space, and I'll do a video on it just to kind of show you guys how that's going. But just to kind of make the space a bit more efficient and usable for me, just kind of utilize the space, because it's a small space in here, but it still can be used, I feel like, more efficiently than how I have it set up at the moment. So I'm going to be making some changes to the setup, some changes in some equipment, and that should be good, beneficial for me, because I'll be able to work easier and more comfortably, and I don't know, better. And then that will be better for you guys as well, because that means better content, hopefully. As for these, let's see, what does that little flower symbol mean on the instructions? There's a little flower. What does that mean? The printed side. Okay, anyway, just means the printed side goes up. Oh, so this is a little mailbox or something, I guess, here. Doesn't say that we need any glue here, but just to be on the safe side, I'll go ahead and drop a little bit of glue. I got that kit from my GF, and she loved it. Oh, that's awesome. Stingray, so got one good review there. Yeah, like I said, this is only the second thing ever that I've ever purchased off of a Facebook ad, and the first thing was quite disappointing. So this one so far, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, it looks nice so far. B18 seems like pretty good. I've built similar things like this. What was it? I think it was like it wasn't any like branded anything, but it was just like a little like tea house, coffee house thing. Like I don't know, it's for like one. I don't think that it was to any scale. At least it wasn't marked as like any particular scale, but I would imagine it's maybe like a 1/120 scale, something like that. But that was pretty cool when I built that. And there's one thing that they make is a lot of Ghibli stuff like this, like little houses and stuff like from some of the different Ghibli movies. You can buy in like little sets like this that they're either like all paper or they're like this, like a mix of like paper and wood. Yeah, so I think this is a little, no, not mailbox, it's the same mailbox, but no, it's like a little sign. B14. Oh, it's Mitarashi Dango, I believe is what that kanji is. I'm not sure. You guys, I believe that says Mitarashi Dango, right? Which is awesome if it does. Mitarashi Dango, if you guys are not familiar with what that is, it's like, if you guys see the dango, you guys, I'm sure you probably maybe have heard of dango at least, or have seen it. It's like the little, like the stick with the 3 rice balls, like a rice cakes balls on it, and usually they're like pink, white, and green. But mitarashi dango is a little bit different. They're all white, and they have like this dark brown kind of sauce on it. Super good. I love it. I buy them most definitely every time I go to Japan, at least once. Let's see, this one goes in here. Like that. I'm kind of putting a lot of glue on a lot of stuff that it doesn't say to glue. I'm just gluing it just out of an abundance of caution, I guess. Just because why not? Why not just drop a little bit of glue on there? It's not that I think that it's gonna like fall apart, but there's our little sign. And basically everything is gonna be a little bit, see, we need the A runner. So I'm gonna put that to the side. Here, A, let's see, that's C, A. Okay, here we go. Have you built a PG Zaku 2? Being Sage asked over on Twitch. Yes, we are also streaming on Twitch in case any of you guys prefer. If you're watching on YouTube but you prefer Twitch, you can watch there. But have I built a PG Zaku 2? No, I have not. I've not built any of the early PG kits. Let's see, this is a 24, 25. It's like the RX-782, the Zaku 2, the Zeta, the Mark II. I've not built any of those. The Evangelion PG kit. Not built any of those kits. This is A18. 18 is this one. This is an air conditioner unit, it would appear. So what we're building now. Let's see. And A22. It's gonna kind of get all the parts while we're here. Get all the parts for this section. 22, 23, and 16. This one. Okay. Oh. Don't need that, right? Okay, good. Hi, Zach. Aurelius Custom Danius. Hello. A little bit here. Just need to kind of break this a little bit off. Here we go. Macross and Gundam. Sorry, I meant Gundam. What are you guys talking about? I think I'm missing part of that conversation. This part, I'm guessing you need to pop out this center section. Looks to be the case. And that can go in the trash. I guess we'll be over there. I was thinking that I was going to be able to finish this all in like a couple hours worth of live stream, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I could like speed through it faster and not like sanding anything at all, and just kind of like slap it all together without any glue or anything either. Suppose that would go faster, and then probably you could, I suppose, finish in a couple hours. Who was it that was in here before? Sorry, I can't remember who it was, but who was it that said that you bought this for your girlfriend? Just curious how long it took her to put together, or you both, if you built it together, or anyway, about how long did it take to put together? Just curious. I'd imagine it probably would take, I mean, like if you were just building this just kind of casually at home, sitting at home, putting it together, I mean, to knock it all out in one evening, I suppose probably, I'm sure is possible. Yeah, this one doesn't have any music box. Yeah, I believe other ones do have music, if I remember correctly. Possibly. I'm not sure. It doesn't say here on the box. So it's possible some of the other ones that they make have music, or they have some other products too that that may have music. I don't know, but no, this one doesn't. It has lights. Gundam always leads to random new discoveries. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, as you guys maybe know, just from the channel, even though Gundam and mecha stuff is, of course, the majority of what I build and review, I do like to check out different things from time to time. So on that note, just a little update on the Tamiya Brachiosaurus kit. You guys remember that one that I built and reviewed? That Brachiosaurus kit is now primed and ready for painting. I just needed to finish up work on the juvenile. It comes with like an adult Brachiosaurus and also a juvenile Brachiosaurus and a what's it? A Archaeopteryx in there as well, 1/35 scale. So it's tiny. I could show it to you guys here. So the juvenile is not primed yet, but here it is. The juvenile Brachiosaurus and the tiny Archaeopteryx that it comes with there as well. So I need to get some primer on those. And the only reason that I haven't, well, I mean, just, I guess, not the only reason. One reason why I haven't started working on them more yet is just because I've been working on other things. But the other reason is that I don't have an idea yet as to what I want to do as far as like a little diorama or something with those. So don't know if it's going to be, let's see. Another symbol here that I'm not sure what it means. The blank side, okay. Oh, okay, so there's like little squares. It doesn't really matter too much to you guys, but there's little squares here in the manual. And, oh, okay, interesting. Okay. Sorry, I'll come back to that note in a moment, but here's our AC unit, and it has this part here in the back that I thought was just like the back side of the unit, but it's actually just a back layer in here so that you have your inside of the fan. That's cool. Okay, so anyway, yeah, about the Brachiosaurus. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet as far as like a diorama. So still undecided. We'll see. I've got lots of different 1/35 scale figures. So definitely what I'll undoubtedly do is like put it in a little scene with some different 1/35 scale stuff, because the Brachiosaurus is 1/35 scale, and I have a lot of different things in 1/35 scale. So like I have 1/35 scale Machining Krieger kits. I could do like a thing with it, Brachiosaurus walking along, and there's like a couple of little 1/35 scale Machining Krieger kits in there with it, either like walking or like flying past. I thought could be kind of cool. Or like the Mecha Collection Dragon Ball kits, if you guys remember those, that came out a few years back. Those are roughly 1/35 scale. I think they're non-scale, but they're close enough that I feel like it could be cool to maybe put like one or two of like those little Dragon Ball Mecha Collection kits in there with the Brachiosaurus, because that could be fun. Or I don't know, something else entirely. I don't know. I have a lot of different random 1/35 scale stuff. Paul said a 1/35 scale Jurassic Park Jeep. That was actually my first idea. There it is. But I've not been able to find one. I would imagine that a 1/35 scale like classic Jeep Wrangler model exists. But if I were to do that, I would want it to be the correct model of Jeep Wrangler. I couldn't get like a 1950s like military Jeep. It wouldn't. I don't know. You could do that, but that's not what I would want to do. I would want it to be like a proper one, like the 1993 Jeep. So I thought about that, but I haven't been able to find one. Right. So I mean, like if you guys come across any 1/35 scale Jeep models that match the that actual model of Jeep from the movie, from Jurassic Park, that'd be cool. I think they made one So like there's an actual like Jurassic Park model kit of the Jeep, but it's either not 1/35 scale or it's very difficult to find. Because I remember like I was looking for that or something, and this is like months ago. I don't remember why I eventually gave up on that idea. But yeah, it was either too difficult to find or it wasn't the right scale. I think it was like 1/24 scale or something like that. So like it's not that different, but different enough. I was like, eh. I've got the 1/35 scale Metal Gear Solid 4. Or no, it's Metal Gear Solid, and it's not the Phantom Pain. It's what is it? The prelude part to the Phantom Pain. Now I'm suddenly drawing a blank. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 5. 1/35 scale set from Kotobukiya. That's where I'm using the skull face that I'm using for the 5DR resin kit is from that set. Let's see, E25. Where is E? E? There. So I could do like a Metal Gear thing. Ground Zeroes. That's what. Thank you, Devin. E25. Could do like a Metal Gear thing. Put like a couple of Metal Gear characters, like a Venom Snake, or that's a Solid Snake, I guess actually. Snake. 25. There you go. Or like there's a couple of soldiers, or there's a man, my brain is not working this morning. What's the Chico? There's a Chico in that set too. So I don't know, could do something with one of those, or I have other different like just like non-military or like not just kind of like normal characters in 1/35 scale too. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure what the purpose of this part is. There's this part that you just kind of put in here in the back. I guess it's just meant to be just a filler layer. But we are meant to put a little bit of glue here, I guess. Oh, not that one. This glue. And then E51, which is... excuse me. 51, there it is. And this one's going like this, just here on the back. Put a bit more glue on that. And I think that is a wrap for our air conditioning unit. So I'm thinking about what to do with the Brachiosaurus kit. That's just a side project that I'm just kind of tinkering with whilst working on other things. The resin kit of the 5DR is now completely done. So that project is done, and now I'm focusing on the next main project. So that's what I want to try to do. One of the things, hey, Dianjo, I see it building. It's the mythical Nether Gundam. No, not quite. But that's one of the things that I want to do going forward. And part of what I want to do in I'm going to reorganizing my reworking my space here. There's our air conditioning unit. Very cute. One of the things that I want to do is to try to stick more closely to a schedule, not a schedule, but of a working routine of focusing on one main project at a time. So just like focus on this project and do it just so that I don't have too many works in progress going on at the same time. I'm sure I will always have multiple works in progress going on, which is fine. C32. To have like little side project things going on and stuff like that, just because I like to have those around, just because depending on like what I'm working on from day to day, I may have a day where I've got kind of what I wanted to get done that day. I got it done, and then I have like an hour or so to kill, and I can just spend that time rather than like starting something different, just kind of chipping away a little bit at just like a side project that I'm just kind of keeping around on my desk or something. So I like to have them around, but I do also want to try to just move through projects at a little bit kind of more rapid pace, because I can tell you one of the things that's difficult about sharing projects with you guys, like things that I'm working on, is that I'm not always, or like if it's something that I'm working on just like little by little by little by little, like for weeks and weeks, it's hard to share that with you guys in a work in progress, because that means I basically am recording, like I'll record a little bit of what I'm doing here one day on the kit, and then I'll not work on that build for a few days, and then work on it a little bit and record a little bit. And in order to collect enough video of the work in progress to put that all into one work in progress video, it's like 2 weeks or more of just little clips kind of here and there, and then I kind of put that into one video. And what I would like to be able to do is to put out work in progress videos more often for you guys. So that means I need to focus more on just working on a single work in progress more at one time, so that I can get more of that work in progress recorded for you guys and then out in videos kind of more often. So that's what I would like to do. That's my plan. That's one thing that I would like to work on. And, just based on comments that I see from you guys, I mean, I think I can say with a good amount of confidence that that's what I think probably a lot of you guys would like to see as well. So that's one of my goals. So you guys heard it here, and you can hold me to it later on. Like I said, it's something that I'm going to be working on. So especially once the space here has kind of undergone some reorganizing, some changes and stuff. Yeah, this part's kind of, this is the first thing that I really am kind of having much of an issue with this one, is that the paint is cracking a bit. If I'm not punching this part out was kind of cracking the paint a little bit. So I need to kind of be careful about popping that out carefully. The Sakura branch looks really good though. I mean, yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why I think I'm saying that I think this is going to take longer than I expected, because yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of little parts and a lot of little detail and everything. So this is the printed side goes here, and okay, so we got these parts going back to back like that. So front and back of the Sakura branch, we're just gonna glue together here. And then we have more parts that we glue on top of that, so we'll have some nice depth to this. Like I said, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this set up and why I thought it looked cool, because it looked really great on a bookshelf, and I have I have bookshelves. I have a lot of books, so I figure like something cool like this, just to kind of be like some decoration in amongst the books, and it's a cool little little Sakura Japanese scene. Who doesn't like that? So that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with it so far, though. It's really quite nice. And much cheaper, I feel like, than similar sets. Like this set, I think was like $50. And there's quite a lot of stuff in here, but like I know like some of the ones like the Studio Ghibli ones, and I guess probably one of the reasons why they're more expensive is because they're Ghibli branded stuff. But I feel like those would be like a set of this size would be more than $50. I feel like, but I'm not sure. I want to learn to paint so I can pimp it out. Let's see, what are you saying here? Oh, you're talking about the MGEX, MG Strike Freedom. I got it as a gift a few years ago. I never built. I felt intimidated by it. You know, it would be really cool to do. Sort of similar, like, oh, it's just off camera. You can't see it. The HG Amazing Strike Freedom kit. Let's see this one. And how it is 22, 24. Okay. How it has the red, metallic red frame instead of gold for the frame on that, amongst other differences, changes made to the design. One of them was to change the frame from gold to metallic red, which I thought was really cool. Like the metallic red is not, I don't know, not my favorite, but I think it's a cool change. So keeping the frame like a very unique color rather than just kind of going to the standard gray. So keeping it as a unique color, but just changing it up from gold, I thought was a really cool idea. So that could be something cool to do with the new MGEX when that comes out. Not saying that that's something that I'm going to do, possibly, maybe. And it won't be metallic red, but just changing the frame to a different color, I think could be a lot of fun as just a little project, something to do with that. The metallic red is 3 times better than the gold. Yeah, Danius, he likes it. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I think probably what I'll do is something a little bit different, though. So, okay, these go on here. It should be like that. Okay, let me see. Like that. Well, let's do one at a time. Not sure where I can glue it is the problem. I keep grabbing the wrong glue. They put that bottle farther away. Because, hang on. Hey. This one goes here? No. Wait. Yes? No. Wait a minute. Make sure I have the right one. These are, yeah, they are the same. But one's for the front, one's for the back. Yeah, that's like that. How did that go? Like, no? Oh. Okay, I got it. And yeah, I'm just hoping that I'm placing the glue in the right spots, because it's hard to know. I don't want to put glue on a spot that's not covered up by a flower. Then I just have a big glue spot there, which I did. That's okay. Try to clean up that glue a little bit. Yeah. It'll dry clear. It's okay. But yeah, for the MGEX, I definitely won't be going with red for the frame, but something like that. I feel like that was not the right part, but it's okay. I don't know, it must have been. Anyway, all right. This one goes on here a little differently. Like that. There's not on the front side. There was like a little perforation that you can like match to see where it's meant to go, but on the back side there's not. So it's a little bit more kind of tricky to know exactly how this is meant to go on here. But something like that, I guess. So that's fine. It's going to be close enough. That one goes there. That one's kind of on there like that. Just glue it. That'd be a fun t-shirt, like a modeling t-shirt. Just glue it and have like the Nike logo. Play on the Nike design. Nobody steal that idea because I'm gonna make that t-shirt later today after this. I need to write that down. That would be a funny t-shirt idea. Would you guys buy that as a t-shirt? Just got it. All right. Make the frame red, do a custom MGX Amazing Strike Freedom Zach. Yeah, can you imagine customizing the whole thing out? See, C31. C31. Customizing the whole thing to basically make an MGEX Amazing Strike Freedom. It's not something that I'm going to do, but it would be cool. I'll definitely change the color of the frame if I end up painting it. Like I said, I'm still not entirely sure that I am going to, but if I do paint the kit, I will definitely be changing the color of the frame. It always seems like a waste, though, on kits like that, on plated stuff. It always seems like a waste to repaint over the electroplating. But you got to do it if you want to make it. You want to make it yours. Want to make it unique. You have to kill your babies, as my film professor always used to say. Just glue it with the Sakura logo. No, it'll be with the Pretty Cool Plamo logo. That's my, I guess maybe from time to time, possibly I'll do like new merch. I haven't made any new merch for a long time. Just since moving, it's just not something that has been a priority for me to work on. But I finally just the other day started to work on a couple of new designs. So I will have some new merch coming out very soon. But yeah, I don't think that I'll do much Zacharilius branded stuff kind of anymore. I want to just do the Pretty Cool Plamo branded stuff. Just because, I don't know. I don't need to have my name on things. I just want to make cool stuff for you guys to be able to pick up and wear if you like the designs, whatever. Many layers here to our Sakura branch. I think I'm doing it correctly. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep track. And we're finally turning the page. And I guess our branch is done. This one, anyway. We're going to make some more. But there's the one branch. Kind of building up all of our components. And then I guess we'll build the actual kind of like frame of it all in a little bit. So we need F9. Of course, we have to have since it's the Sakura Densya, we have to have the train crossing sign here, a very long and thin piece I'm going to be very careful with. Imagine the insanity that would ensue online. What is it? Just had a horrible idea. What if Daban made their own Pale Rider with properly color separated parts? I don't know. Could happen. Sakura Banquet. What's that? Careful. Got it. All right. Let's see. We need that. We need F8 here as well. This little X. Just gonna grab a couple of parts while we're here, because then we need to go to the C runner after that. Gonna clean this guy up a little bit. All right. Super Zat, hello over there on Twitch. And all of you guys watching on YouTube. It's not too many, understandably. Not building anything Gundam or Mecha model related. And it's in the morning, so I don't expect there to be a whole lot of people here for this live stream. That's fine. This is just something that I wanted to just build for fun. But yeah, have you guys been watching Andor? Because I have, and I'm very much enjoying it. I hope that you guys are too. If you're if you're Star Wars fans and if you have Disney Plus, then hopefully you guys are watching Andor. I saw an article or post on Facebook, something article about how Andor is getting really good reviews, but not so good ratings. As in, not that many people are actually watching it, but the people who are watching it are loving it, which is unfortunate. Because yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's great, and I expect that it's not going to be like overall like it's not going to be as successful for Disney in terms of just like not marketing, but merchandising, which is unfortunate. Like with the Mandalorian, it's just like you can get Mandalorian everything. Like the merchandising for that show is insane. With Andor, there's not quite as much to capitalize on in that sense, which I think is fine. But the unfortunate thing is that for Disney, they're probably preferring stuff that they can make more money on through merchandising. I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons why Star Wars as a series from the beginning was able to be as successful as it is, was the toy merchandising and everything like that, right? So anything Star Wars that's not selling stuff to kids is probably not going to stay around for too long. But I heard that they are going to be making a season 2 of Andor. Is that right? Anyway, the Raz Al Ghul said, I haven't started Andor, but got the wifey into watching Witch of Mercury. See, I'm the opposite. I've not started watching Witch from Mercury at all. I watched the prologue, but that's it. I don't know where to watch it. You have to have like you have to watch it on like what, Crunchyroll or something like that, one of those subscription services. I'm sure there's probably some less legal sites where you can watch it, I suppose. But I mean, if you guys know, or if you can recommend a place to watch it, you can let me know. But no, so anyway, have not been watching Witch from Mercury yet, but I have been watching Andor, and I very, very much enjoy it. Highly recommend it. Crunchyroll, yes. Okay. Very cool. It's basically the same problem as Gundam needs to sell toys. Yeah, totally. I mean, that was, I would say, one of the reasons why Reconquista NG was not more popular. It was kind of a double effect of the series was not popular and the kits were not popular, and the kits were not good. The HG Reconquista NG kits they're not bad, but they were definitely not as good as other HG kits for that time. They should have been a lot better if Bandai had properly invested into that series, but it was very apparent that they were not. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. But thank you, Francis. Apparently you're watching the stream. How's it going, buddy? Let's see, a little drop, a little dabble, do you? On that guy. A little X on there, and C1415 is this one here. Ooh, what? Interesting. Okay. So these parts are glued together. Haven't watched Star Wars yet, but I like Boba Fett and R2D2. The Boba kit looks nice. The kits are nice, yeah. I don't think we'll be getting any model kits from Bandai from the Andor series. There's not really too much that they could make. I don't know. At least at this point, there was that kind of droid dude at like the kind of start of the series. It was kind of there, and I thought was kind of going to be around more as kind of the sidekick droid of the series, but they're kind of they're not doing that trope for this series. They're not having like the sidekick droid, which is nice. It's one of the reasons why I like this series so much, is because they're just not doing a lot of like the typical Star Wars tropes. Like if you didn't know that it was set in the Star Wars universe, it very well could just be just a regular sci-fi series. I don't know. But speaking of that, the other thing that I've been watching recently is Blade Runner. Not anything new by any means, but I did watch the new one. I watched the other night, it would be Sunday night, original Blade Runner, and then last night, 2045, the newer Blade Runner. Loving those movies. When I was younger, I think the first time I saw Blade Runner, I didn't like it that much. But man, I don't know. I think it was just the setting that I watched it in. I think when I watched it like with a bunch of buddies, and like we were just kind of hanging out. It wasn't the proper way to see that movie, I feel like. Especially for the first time. So that was kind of unfortunate. But then in more recent years, I mean, now I love it. I think I've only ever seen the director's cut, though. So I wonder if I should, at some point, I should watch like the different versions. Just, I know that they're not that much different, but just to kind of see which version like that I personally like the best and that kind of makes the most sense to me personally. Not that it necessarily matters too much, but I don't know, just out of curiosity. Oh, yeah. I think I might need a super glue for this one. Because this glue, I feel like it's going to work, but it's a little bit dodgy for this little part. We'll see. I'll keep the super glue over here on hand just in case we need that. But that is it for our crossing light, I guess. I thought this was going to be the front, but actually that's the back. That's the front. Okay. Blade Runner does require a bit more attention. Yeah. It's refreshing when a series is doing something non-standard. Star Trek Lower Decks is the same in that sense. Oh, that'd be interesting to watch then. Star Trek is another thing that I was just not interested in at all when I was young. I was interested, I mean, like, I was into Star Wars even as a young kid. But Star Trek, no. I had just basically not ever really seen Star Trek much growing up. Of course, I had heard of it, but it was just not something that I was exposed to ever really. And then, yeah, only in more recent years, I love just like sci-fi in general, and especially a lot of like classic sci-fi. Like one of my favorite movies of all time, not even sci-fi, but just favorite movies, period, is A Forbidden Planet. It's 1956 classic sci-fi movie. Love that movie. And so it was recently, I guess not like that recently, a few years ago. Also watching some other like classic sci-fi series. I watched The Invaders, which I was not able to finish watching, actually. I was not able to finish the series because I was just watching it. I think I was just like finding episodes online. I'm not sure if there's any streaming website that has it. It'd be worth to go check, or if any of you guys are aware, or if you're able to check real quick, you can tell me. But yeah, The Invaders, really really cool series. You know, it's cheesy, like old, like alien sci-fi cheesy TV series, but I don't know. That's exactly what I like, and I had a lot of fun watching that series. I didn't know until just recently that there was like a movie kind of adaptation starring what's his name, the 007 guy, and Nicole Kidman, I believe it was, that came out in like 2006, 2009, somewhere around there. So that was interesting. I had no idea that that existed, but since now that I've like watched the series or most of the series, I want to check out the movie, but I've not watched it yet. I saw it's on like it's on Prime Video or something like that. I don't think it was Netflix. I think it was Amazon Prime. Something, one of those two. Hulu? Yeah, I don't know, something. Best Star Trek movies are 2, 3, and 6. Okay, but anyway, the reason why I got off on the topic was we were talking about Star Trek, right? Star Trek, yeah, I've still not watched a ton of Star Trek. I've seen like the new movies, which I enjoy well enough. I mean, people who are like hardcore Star Trek fans, I'm sure maybe have, I'm sure, mixed opinions on the new Star Trek movies, but I like them. They're fun. And what's his name? Chris Pine, I thought is good. I like him. But I watched the original series, which I think that was, what was that on? Netflix, I guess, maybe, when I watched it. So that was a couple years back, but I watched the original Star Trek TV series. It's good. I enjoyed it. But other than that, I've not really seen that much. Not seen any of the old movies. The only other movie that I've seen is Nemesis, I believe it was, because that came out in the theater. I don't know, in like the late 90s, I think. So I think I went and saw it in the theater. Here we go. Now we're building our other Sakura tree here, by the way. I stand by The Expanse being the best sci-fi show. Yeah, that one also looks good, but I've not yet watched that. Is that the one with is The Expanse? Is that one with the guy from Family Guy? What's his name? So, I've heard, if that's the one that is, which is basically like Star Trek without being Star Trek. Yeah, I've heard it's very good. Adam's told me about it a few times. This one is going like this. Okay. These tree branch parts, the flowers, are difficult to glue just because it's not very clear where exactly they're supposed to go. And I guess it doesn't matter too much, right? But I wish that there was a little bit more clear specification as to where these are supposed to go on there. There is on the front, like I said, there's little notches on here. You guys can see that. Yep. You can see like those little like kind of horseshoe shaped little notches on there. That's the outline of where the petals go on the front, but on the back side, they didn't have anything like that. So that's what's kind of making it a little bit more difficult. You guys want me to zoom in so you can maybe see a little bit more closely what I'm doing? Or Seth MacFarlane, yeah, The Expanse. Okay, you're thinking of the Orville. Oh, okay. The Expanse is different. Okay. The Orville is the one that I'm thinking of with the Seth MacFarlane, right? That's the guy from Family Guy. But that's the one that I've heard is good as well. So 25 and 27. So let's do 25 first. Doesn't show them being in any particular order, but let's see. So that goes like that. And there should be, oh, okay, we do an outline for this one like that. Okay, cool. A little bit of glue here, beep. And here, beep. Maybe right there. Beep, beep. Should be enough, I guess. Maybe a little more here. Okay. Give it a good press down. We're good to go. Both really good shows, Robert says. Do you think Bandai will make a Rick DJ and any other mobile suit from Moon Gundam into a model kit? I would say probably not. I don't expect Bandai to make anything else from Moon Gundam anytime soon, unless they're coming out with some new manga for that or something. I don't know if it gets adapted to like an OVA series or something like that, possibly. But unless there's anything else new coming out from the series, I would not expect any new model kits. Okay. Oops. Did not need any glue there. Ta-da! This model looked really cute. I almost want to call it a papercraft. Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a papercraft, right? Let's see, F13. This one. I got another little branch here. Quite delicate parts on here, definitely. Interesting that the people, which you can see up here, who are riding inside the train, are not like pre-painted at all. Yeah, pop out of there. It's a little bit stuck. There we go. And C36, other side of that. It's cool how these are the parts here that are going to go in the water, and what's printed on there, it's kind of like just like a shaky, wobbly picture, but it's a reflection of the train parts that's just like printed on there in a way to make it look like it's, you know, distorted by the water. It's cool. Nice little attention to detail. Very well designed little thing, I gotta say. Doesn't seem like just like a cheap cash grab kind of product, you know? So I think I can definitely recommend. I'm not sure if this is something that Adam will want to carry here at the store, but I'll definitely recommend it to him. And see, maybe we'll get like a couple boxes or something. Put them up on the website for if any of you guys are interested. You can just order directly from the site like I did if you want to, but we'll see. Let's have some dried glue on my finger sticking. Just about to ask if this is available. You're kind of, no, Robert, it's not. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, you can just go and just order it from the website if you want to, but I'm going to recommend it to Adam. So, you know, if you would prefer to order it from us, maybe wait and I can let you know if it's something that we're going to have. But it's from Row Life, which I guess was the website. I think it was like Robot Life or something. That's what that was actually short for, even though there's not actually robot. I think there is a robots on there, possibly. Have you seen the beanbag Frieza chair? I think I saw. Yeah, I think I did see that. Yeah, it's just a big like beanbag chair, but it's shaped like Frieza's chair when he's in like his a reversed form. I guess is that what you would call that? In his chair form, anyway. At the start. Yep, I saw that. Definitely not something that I'm going to be buying, but it's interesting. Okay, where does this go on here now? Oh, no indicators. So I'm gonna guess that we should put the other side on first, which is 34. Brazil on. Hello, Brazil. Recently been getting quite good friends with some of our neighbors in the neighborhood, our neighbors across the street. And they have a daughter who's similar age to my kids. And anyway, the wife is from Brazil. So that's cool. Don't know if I have met a few people from Brazil over the years that I would say that I'm like friendly with, not like very close friends or anything like that. So it's kind of the first person really from Brazil that I'm like friends with to any notable extent. Oh, goes like that. And should not cover that branch and not cover that one there. It's the only thing that's kind of tricky with this build so far is just kind of getting or attempting to get as best as I can the proper placement for these flowers, because it's not super clearly marked. But that's a wrap on that. What's up, everyone? Victor, what's going on? Let's see. I'll stick to my model kits personally. Yeah. I think all of us made questionable choices in our 20s. I love Brazil. What's up? Oh, 20-year-old me would have bought it. But that was a decade full of questionable choices. Well, yeah, fair enough. This little branch then goes down into there. I just saw a little something sticking off there. I wanted to cut, but maybe not. Okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Just because. And try to fit this in here. I think this is going to be a bit of a precarious fit. Just because it's going to be kind of a tight fit and there's not much to hold on to be able to press this in there very firmly without breaking anything. So I need to be very careful with this. Surely didn't need the glue, I'm thinking. Probably should have had you put put this part in. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Should have had you put this part in before attaching it in the side. I feel like would have been better, but here we go. It's getting there. All right. I guess that's right. So we got our branch sticking out to the side, which looks a bit weird, but I feel like once this is actually once everything comes together, it's going to make more sense. It looks strange as it is, but I'm sure that's on purpose. Now we actually start making the Densya. So F1 is here, right in front of me. F1. Ah, yes. Oh, really? Okay. Oh my. Oh, very making me very nervous here with this part. It has this section. I can pop that apart. Come on. It has a section here which is a little. It's meant to bend, I guess, but ooh, I feel like that's about to come apart if I look at it wrong. This part here, show you guys right here. This is the train car, and this section looks like that's supposed to be cut apart, but it's okay, I see it. So it's not actually cut. So they cut it so it's like like that, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to see, but they cut it in a way so that it will not actually come apart, but it can bend there. So I think that part of the train is going to be a bit bent like that. Interesting, but very delicate. I'm very worried about this part. I have to be very careful with it. None of those are good noises. What is that? I wonder if clamps might be too rough on the delicate parts. It's made out of wood. Yes, it's made of wood. Yeah. I mean, like, it's very thin wood, and I don't know exactly what kind of wood, but yeah, it's wood. There's some paper parts, like this part, like this runner. This one is just basically like a very thick cardstock. But this one is like wood. So seems like anything that needed kind of more detailed printing on it is printed here on the cardstock. Whereas obviously the wood parts are going to be thicker and more malleable. Not malleable. What do I want to say? Anyway, J4. Oh, very interesting. This clear part for the window also has some printing on it. If you look right there on the window of the train. That's pretty cool. More flexible? No, more durable, I think is what I was trying to get out of my mouth. That's what I was meaning to say with the wood. The wood's thicker, more durable than the paper for like actually building a three-dimensional shape. Obviously the wood's better for that, but the paper is better for the printing on it. All right, so this one goes, okay, so the way that this fits on there is that printing is in the window. Another window, obviously the window, the door of that. Okay, the door of the train. Just kind of doing a lot of little dabs there of the glue. Make sure our piece is all shined up. Try to get this on here in one go. And it's cool to lay down a clear part because now I can see the glue like spreading out as I press the part down. It's kind of cool. Uh-oh. Don't slide though. Ta-da! And what's next? Okay. H. What's that mean? Why is there just an H there? It's a random. Okay. Oh, I guess that's okay. Just labeling it so that this section that's now complete is the H section for later when we need to put those parts together. We know that that's part H. Okay. I guess is what that's denoting. A1. Moving on to a different part of the train now. This would be the underside, I guess it looks like. A1, A6, which is this one. And then a 12 and 13. No, what is it? Yeah, 12 and 13. Right, okay. This part, I think, is just an extra. So I'll set that aside. Okay, thank you. Okay. Why no European shipping? Why no Europe shipping love from Italy? Yeah, so I mean, if you're asking me about like for US Gundam Store, why there's no Europe shipping, there's no international shipping at all. I believe even still to Mexico and Canada still at this point, just because we just stopped doing international shipping during COVID. I know just because it was just so complicated. Every country was having different regulations as far as being able to ship stuff or not, or having different taxes and fees and the way that they collected the fees and stuff for shipping stuff. Like some countries would require you to pay like the customs fee beforehand. So that means like we would have to pay that, and then like you as a customer would have to then like pay it back to us, or like it would be charged ahead of time, or anyways, it was very complicated, as you might imagine. And now that most of the COVID restrictions, obviously around the world, mostly have been lifted, there's still, I guess it's still just not really worth the effort, because there's just a lot of complications to international shipping stuff for us. So that is just how it goes. Reminds me of papercraft, my old hobbies. Papercraft has always been, it's a interesting hobby. It's not something that I feel like I would be very good at. It seems quite complicated. You need very like delicate hands and patience, I feel like, for that. And obviously you do, like for modeling, Gunpla and whatever. But I don't know, papercraft, really not for me. And then you're building something that's so fragile. Again, as far as I know, I don't know, maybe like once it's all built, maybe you build it in a particular way that makes it ultimately not that fragile, but I feel like it would definitely be more fragile than like a plastic model kit. Everyone that knows how to do papercraft always seems to be really good scratch builders. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I could definitely see that. Because again, you have to have like patience and precision, right? So that makes sense why you'd be good at scratch building. And why I am not very good at either. Because it's just not two words that describe me well. Well, patience, yes, but not when it comes to like, I don't know, that type of modeling, I guess. I don't know. For a scratch building. Not the patience required to do scratch building super well, anyway. All right. A14 and 15 next. I feel like we're kind of cruising along a little bit now with this. I'm kind of getting the hang for how things are going. These sections are a little bit larger, a little bit easier, possibly. It's coming together nicely. Let's see. So this one goes in there like that. Give me some glue. Right? Yes. Yep. Like that. Oh, okay, interesting. I see now what's going on with this piece. This is making some layers in here for the details on the underside of the train. Just getting rid of some of our excess glue. There we go. It's on the bottom of the train, so not necessarily that the excess glue really matters that much, but just in case, I guess. Let's see. Not necessary Redbubble, but whatever she ordered her stuff from, all handcrafted fandom stuff from Europe. My wife ordered a bunch of stuff from Redbubble. Huh. It's one thing that I was meaning to order that I've not finished my order yet. I found an artist, or kind of like a website that has a bunch of Genshin Impact stickers that I thought looked pretty cool. I was going to order a couple of them. Uh-oh. Kind of been leaning on that part. Oops. See these wheels? A8. Okay, they are the same. I was going to say they all look the same, but are they numbered differently? But they're not. That's good. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. There we go. Sandpaper. I don't like glue. Uh-oh. Oh, you're not in a good hobby for that. So you use glue all the time, right? I guess if you're only building, if you only ever build Bandai models, and especially Bandai Gundam models, and especially new Bandai Gundam models, then yeah, you don't really ever particularly really need glue, I suppose. And that's by design. But you know, if you're building other stuff or you're into doing more than just straight building the models, then certainly glue is something that you need, at least from time to time. You don't eat glue, right? Well, I mean, you can. Depends on the type of glue. But you certainly could eat some if you wanted to. Where's this part going then? Oh, on the inside. Okay. All right. There's no front and back for these, so just kind of whichever way. What time is it anyway? 11:20. All right. I think we'll probably wrap it up around 12. It's in about 40 minutes or so. Don't think that we're going to finish in time, but just have. I was hoping to be able to finish this entire thing, but as much as I wouldn't mind it, I don't think that I can devote my entire workday to this. I think I probably need to go work on some other stuff, but I'll have to finish it later. The question is, will you guys want to see, you guys want another live stream of me working on this, or you know, just finish it off camera and just post a picture of it when it's all done or something like that? Will asked, does this thing need glue? I keep getting ads for it. Looks nifty. Yeah, so it comes with glue. It just here that comes with this little bottle of glue, which seems more than enough for what you need, I'm sure. I'm using more glue than I think probably is required according to the manual. I'm just kind of gluing everything, but it seems like you don't necessarily need to glue as much as I am. If you know, for whatever reason, just didn't want to glue that much. A 17, 21, and 20. Okay. In the picture, they look smaller than what they are. These pieces are not that small, kind of small. But this is the little step ladder. Fantastic attention to detail, I gotta say. That the train car has the little step ladder even on the side of it. How much did you get yours for? Jeremy asked. It was $50 if I remember correctly. Then plus I think it was like maybe $8 shipping, something like that. Or $50 in free shipping? I don't know, around roughly $50 total. So I don't know, not too bad. Probably more than I would typically pay for something like this. But I thought it looked nice. And like I said, if it was just a thing that you just build and that's it. And like, there's nothing really that you can do with it, or like any particular way to like place it or anything like that, then I probably wouldn't have bought it. But one of the reasons why I did buy it is because of the fact that it's made to be able to fit into like in between books on a bookshelf. I thought that was really cool, and that gives me a place to put it. So that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and picked this up. If it was just the kind of thing that you just build and then you just have to just put it on the shelf up just like by itself, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But because it'll fit into a particular space is better for me. What's your store name? The store name here that I work at here is USA Gundam Store. But if you're asking the store like where I got this, it was on the website. What did I say? It's Row Life, which I thought it was like Robot Life, not Row Life, but it says on the box Row Life. Website. I'm not sure if it says the website. Oh yeah, here you go. Oh, Robotime. Oh, Row Life. Robotime. Robotime-eu.com. I don't know why it's -eu, because it's definitely made in China. I don't know. Maybe the company, and it's designed in Europe, I guess, and just produced in China. I don't know. Sure. Okay, no particular top or bottom for this section. So like this little ladder part here that I'm putting together, the manual doesn't say to glue it. I'm just gluing it just because. Get in there. Yep. Neat. I like it. Yeah, that's cool little attention to detail, having a little ladder, step ladder there on the side of the train. In regards to the Gundam Artifact line, I noticed they have different designs with MS. Yes, that's right. They're different kind of interpretations of the different mobile suits. Speaking of putting together little tiny things, yes, the Artifact line. I've been meaning to build one of those for a little project. So I would ask you guys for recommendations. As for why is your Twitch profile black and white? You thought I was offline. Sorry. Maybe I'll change that profile picture, I guess. I would ask you guys for recommendations of the Artifact line, but ultimately I will probably just, whenever I do build one, I'm just going to want to build whichever design appeals the most to me. So probably doesn't... I mean, you guys can let me know if you have particular recommendations or which one you would particularly like to see, but I can't promise that I'm going to take that into too much consideration, because I'm gonna want to work on whichever one that I like the most. And I'm not sure which one that is yet. This one goes... okay. That's interesting. So this part that I was saying earlier, that bends, that's because we're going to bend it like that to be the front and back side of the train car. And I'm just noticing that that dried glue looks rather ugly on there. Is there a way that I can clean that up any better? Let me see, hang on. Okay, I can scratch it off there a little bit better. That's good. Yeah. Still only slightly better. Let's see. Yeah, it's better. You could say that, oh, it's a public transportation. It makes sense the windows would be slightly dirty, but not in Japan, of course. No. The V2 and the Hainu are probably the easiest in my opinion. Oh, it's definitely not going to be the Hainu. I can tell you that. I just don't really like the design of the Hainu that much, and especially not the artifact version. The artifact version of the Hainu, I just it seems a bit boring for my personal taste. The V2 though definitely looks pretty cool. I do like the V2, especially with all the Assault Buster stuff on it. So that one. The Dom definitely looks cool as well. That's a good one. We'll see. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get back to this. So this guy is going in there like that. What are some other ones that are even out in the series? I'm just trying to remember what other options there even are. I'll just take a look again. But yeah, it's something I've been meaning to do. That's another example of like, I want to build one, but I want to not have another kind of major project going on at the same time, so that when I do build an artifact kit, I can, devote the entire time that I need for building and painting that, which I mean, I don't think would necessarily take all that long. A week probably be enough, but need to have the time on hand for that. And there's just been a lot of stuff going on recently for this and that and everything. Okay, then this one here. The interesting thing though about this design is why there's no window at the front. Easier to put this down, I guess. The window is on the side. And I mean that there should be like a kind of windshield. I'm not sure if that's what's called on the front of a train, if it's called a windshield or called something different, but like, you know what I mean? The window at the front for the conductor to see out, because there's a conductor in here. You can see right in there, there's your little conductor guy. But there's no actual window for him to see out. I'm guessing just because of the way that the scene is set up, that we're not going to see that part of the train. So like there's not really a need to put a window there if we're not going to see that. But there you go. That's what we're going to see like that. So if there was a window here on this side or not, you wouldn't know, I guess. But yeah. All right. Next, the top part, which is A3, which is this one. And A2, we're going to eventually get to that one, but not yet. So A3, we'll go ahead and pop out A2 while we're here. Just set that aside. A3. Anything else from A while we're here? No. Okay. F2. F. This one. Ah, okay. Interesting. So there's spare parts for this. So that's what these little guys are for going alongside the door. And we have spares in case you end up snapping one of these tiny little pieces. That's good. Come on. Come off. Come out of there. Okay. Can all come out. Greetings, Erwin. And maybe the train have a front camera or something. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's fine. Like I said, I would assume that it's just because that it's just a part of the kit that's not seen. So that's why they didn't bother with a detail for the front glass. Close this up on the top. Eesh. A little easier said than done. Parts like this of the kit, you can tell, are made to be pretty tight so that you don't need to use glue. But for how, I mean, for how relatively delicate the thing is, I would prefer it to just require glue. Then I don't need to worry about possibly breaking anything while I'm trying to put it together. Yeah, it's getting there. So basically for this, putting the top part on the train here, it's having to line up basically having to line up and press in 5 pins that are all very tight. Not very tight, but tight enough that, anyway, I need to exert some force on it. And with something as like small and delicate as this, I don't want to have to, put too much force on it. But there we have it. And we got these little beams. They're going to go in between. All right, you should customize this kit to look like a colony drop scene. Just make it look, I mean, I don't know. That's probably not a good idea. Got this little thing on here to give us kind of like a door frame, sort of, basically, is what this part is. It's cool though. No. I'm worried if I need to put some more glue on this though now. Should be good. Our little train's coming together. There you have it. We can move on here. C37 is this little guy here, and there's an extra in case we need, but don't think that we will. what's the orientation? I need to go like this. This one I almost need to get out the tweezers for. Small little part. I'm just gonna try to do it without. Yeah, turn that slightly. Don't really know what that's meant to be. That little green circle bit on the side there, I guess it's meant to be like the train marking, but I'm not sure. Okay. Then what part is that? C33. Okay. What I'm really especially curious about, and what I'm hoping to get to, even if we don't finish the whole thing entirely today, what I'm really curious about is like the water and the LED and like what exactly is lit up, because I think it's just lit up from the back. Okay. So like I think there's just like a light to light it up from the back so that like it looks like there's like light shining in like through the train, as I understand it. But I'm anxious to find out. I'll try to get some glue into that little bit right there. Yep, not that much. This part's not like resting down. As flush as I'd like that to be. There we go. That should work. I'm just going to hold that for a second while I see what you guys are up to in the chat. I'm like that with some RG parts, tweezers, basically become an extension of my hand. Yeah, most of the time not. I mean, I've got some big hands, and I mean, I build some really small kits from time to time, and you usually can get by without having to use tweezers for really small parts. But like especially if you need like photo etch parts or something like that, then yeah, you need tweezers. I don't think if the glue is gonna hold that as I was hoping that it would, unless I like keep the pressure on that for longer than I'm willing to do so. Could try some super glue, but I think it'll be all right. I'll just hold that for a minute anyway. We'll see. Gives throwback memories of the dinosaur skeleton wood kits. Yeah, totally. I will. I can totally agree with that. Those dinosaur skeleton wood model kits were awesome. Anytime we go to like a museum or something like that when I was a kid, I'd always be trying to get some of those. Let's see, 12. Can I let go of you? Or are you going to stay there? Or are you going to pop back up? Are you going to pop back up? Okay, well, fine. Got a little, see, we even have like little lights here for the front side of the train, but no glass. All right. Have you guys seen Rose and Zulu in HD recently? Been waiting for reprint. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I was just thinking about that the other day myself. It's not one that has been reprinted for a while. But a lot of other HG kits from the Unicorn series, a lot of them have been reprinted recently. So I would assume the Rose and Zulu is probably on a list. Sorry. But not yet. I don't need one for anything, but I was thinking the same. It has been a while. Yeah. Yeah, this little part, maybe some tweezers probably would have been a good idea. We'll get it there. We got it where it needs to go. That's the nice thing about working with not super glue, is that you have a couple of seconds to get the placement just right. Whereas with super glue, a lot of times, once you set it down there, once it touches that glue, it's not going to move again unless you take it off and pry it off, and you have to sand the part down, you sand the glue down again, and everything's just a pain. G. I think this is the first time we're using anything from G, which is white, which includes, I think this is like the top of it. It has that printed on there. G7 should be for the back. 6 and 9. Well, and more, but for right now, just these 3 first. We have our little cat on here as well. It's going to be a little cat sitting on the fence. Of course, you can't have anything Japanese themed thing and not have a little cat on there. Can't be kawaii without the neko. Hey, DT Warrior, taking some time off work to check on the stream. Yeah, I saw you commented, DT Warrior. I saw you commented that you were hoping the stream would be later in the evening, but sorry, I can't stream at that time just because I'm not here and I don't have any sort of way to stream from home, like to stream like this from home. I can't. What's with the G unit call out? Did I miss something, or it's just a random G unit? I'll accept it. You got an extra layer of this part going on here onto the top for some reason. Okay. Oh, and it says to sand the edges of that. Don't really know why, but okay. It does, sanding the side does change the color a bit just because of the way that it's cut out. It's using a laser, so the wood gets a bit charred, burnt. So sanding that lightens the color a little bit. But I don't think that the manual said to sand that part because they want you to change the color. I don't know. And this one. Uh-oh. Whoop. Roughing it up for adhesive, perhaps. I don't think so. Well, yeah, you might be right about that because there is a part that we are going to put on there, actually. So you might be right. That might be the reason why it says to sand that, but I don't know. Don't really know how particularly necessary that's going to be. For that part, that's the same as this part that we wrapped around here at the bottom, that we're going to wrap around the top as well. I'll probably use some super glue on that just because I'm finding out to get that to adhere tightly to the wood, especially like around the corners and stuff. Probably super glue would be better. So I will use some super glue for that. G8, 6, 5. We already used 6, 5, and 5. This is kind of like This part that it's making here on the top of the train is sort of like just a frame, an inner frame, if you will, for like a cardstock piece that goes on the top, which is what I'm gonna super glue down. Anyway, I don't think sanding the part necessarily helps too much with any like glue adhesion, because I mean it's wood, so I mean as long as there's like as long as it's not like super glassy smooth, there's gonna be enough just like grain of the wood that should provide enough hold that you don't need to sand it any further. I would think. But I guess we're gluing paper to wood. Well, no, I mean, I could see like sanding the paper so that the paper has a little bit more rougher surface to then attach onto the wood. But I don't know, whatever. The manual said sand it, so I sanded it. You can't say that I built it wrong. Pup. Oh, I got a little bit of glue hanging down there inside. Da-da-da. Okay, now C2, which this part has a very interesting detail on it as well. You guys can see it's got a little like fan detail there, like exhaust for like where the ceiling fan or air conditioning, whatever, would come out from the top of there. Numbskull Gaming says looks fun. Yeah, definitely, it's fun. Like I said, I like building. I just like building stuff, right? That's why I do what I do. But I like building different stuff from time to time, not just always building mecha models. Oof. So we need to bend this, but I need to bend it more than that. It bent a little bit easily, but I need to bend it more. I'm just being very cautious. I don't want to overextend anything. We also need this one here, and then that one. I think all of these parts, I'm gonna use some super glue, because they're like, it's just basically just like bent cardstock, just bent thick paper, and obviously it's not gonna want to stay bent. So in order to keep it where it needs to be, I think super glue is going to be the better way to go. So I need it to be stuck straight away. The or 10, 15, 20 minutes it takes for the just regular white glue to dry is just not going to cut it, I think. Unless I like put a clamp on it or actually just physically held it there myself. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to use some super glue. Yeah, even in the manual here it says apply a dab of glue and press for 10 seconds. Yeah, it's gonna take longer than 10 seconds for that dab of glue to do anything. Just bending this part a little bit more and very carefully here. They should, instead of just making this as one part that you need to bend in thirds, they should just made it as 3 separate parts, I feel like. Because it's not like if it was a seam between the parts would look any different from just this like perforated edge. All right. Oh, well, anyway, that's all the more. And actually, it lays on there relatively well enough like that maybe I don't need the super glue, but just in case. I think this is my bottle of super glue that's almost empty is the problem. Okay. I can hold it for 5 seconds rather than 10, and that should be plenty enough time to hold that for the top. Then we have this piece here on the front. Interesting that they think that these corners are going to be held down. It's just as they are, because that's not going to happen. Need to make sure these are well bent, because there's nothing for these corner pieces to stick to. You can just attach this on the front, and then that's kind of just how it is. So, okay. Just like that, I guess. That's all there is to it. Then this part. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna glue this one side at a time so I can make sure it's wrapped around properly. Oh, hello. Like that. Very nice. And I do like that this part is a little bit taller and it kind of hides the edge of the side of that quite nicely. Oh, well, and then this is also going to help make sure that the front corners stay in place where they're supposed to be too. So that's good. All right, cool. Definitely super glue is the way to go for these parts. Because, yeah, that just regular white glue would not have done the job for holding these parts down. Probably a little bit here at the end too. Yeah, problem is that super glue is almost done. Okay. Bingo. Got it. Very nice. All right. Ooh, getting a little glue popping out through there. Don't want to get my finger stuck and then peel off the paint. All right. We're not quite done yet. I was thinking, okay, our train car is done, but no, we have a couple more parts here to still put on the top. E and A. E is where? That one, blue one, dark blue. Okay. E 53 and 27. 53 is all the way down here. 27. We're right here, this little guy. I can pop that out of there. Come on. Yeah. And A. Well, we're using up all our A parts. Almost through them. A4, A5. These guys up here. Thin little parts. These are the kind of rails. I don't know if they're called rails. The parts on the top that like catch the wire. They're probably definitely not called rails. I don't know what they're called though. Come on. And A7, this little guy. Okay. Do you like Ultraman Ginga S? No, not Ultraman fan at all, sorry to say. Oh, like the Netflix series looks kind of cool. I've not actually watched it at all, but I mean, just like the style of it, and that's mostly just based off of just like maybe a trailer or two that I've seen before, and then just like the model kits. So I couldn't really say, but people seem to like it, so I don't know, must be pretty good. Scott asks, "What you building?" Don't answer that. I'm just eating lunch and saw you're on. You're in Florida now. My mom is in Florida too. She's a snowbird and only lives there in the winter. Ah, yes, as many people are. We are Floridians now, though. So I keep telling my wife we need to get one of those stickers for our car that says I'm local. Because man, I don't know if it seems those of you guys who live in different states maybe can tell me if it's the same in the states where you guys live. But it seems to me that people here in Florida are much more, I guess, just proud of their state or proud of being local Floridians. I see a lot more like people with shirts and stuff, stickers on their cars and stuff proclaiming that they're local Floridians. Like they really want you to know that they're local if they are. Seems like there's a lot more of that here than in other states, would be my guess, but I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Is that true or no? One here. Okay. How's that go? Like this. Oops. Did not need that much glue right there. Bad glue placement on my part. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. No one is more proud than Texans. Yeah. So do you have like in Texas too? A lot of people with like I'm local Texas like license plate frames and stickers and all that stuff on it. You went to school with a ton of Texans. Oh, did I? The Raz Al Ghul, is that you, Francis? If you're talking about where I went to school, I imagine it's got to be. See, there's somebody who really watches a lot of my live streams and knows me very well based on what I talk about in my live streams, or it's somebody who I actually went to school with. So is that you, Francis, out there on Twitch? And yes, we did go to school with. I mean, I don't know if I would say like a lot of Texans, but there was certainly. I mean, there were certainly quite a few. Oh, yeah, it is you. Okay. Hey, buddy. I mean, I had a Texan roommate. You had a Texan roommate too. So there you go. I mean, that's two right off the bat there. Evan's still in Kansas City, isn't he? I think Ryan went back to Texas, I believe. Ryan's, I believe, in Texas again, but Evan, I think, is still in Kansas City. Is that right? Not sure. Not kept up with anybody. Ryan's, in particular, not a big social media person anyway. Evan, I know, is around, but I've not really kept up. And I know, yeah, right. You're a Texan too, right? I almost forgot about that. But you're also like, oh, that was the wrong part. That's why that was not, wasn't it? It was the wrong part. That's why that was kind of extra tight. Evan, 2016, went for Scott's wedding. Scott? Who's Scott? It says. I'm trying to think. Scott, somebody that I know? Is that somebody that I'm forgetting? Scott from college? I feel like you're gonna tell me, I'm gonna be like, oh, Scott McCarthy from animation. I guess it was just not somebody that I knew that well, apparently. I'm sure if I saw a picture, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy. But the name doesn't ring a bell. So it's not somebody that I was that close with, I guess. Scott Neely. I don't think that it's you, Scott Neely, in the chat that we're talking about. That would certainly be interesting, though. I don't think anybody else from my college days watches any of my content or live streams or anything other than Francis there. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I was trying to think. Well, maybe, but. All right. There is the top of the train. Done? Question mark. Turning the page? No, not quite. Okay. A couple more pieces, including okay. This little part here on the top, which I thought was for the fan, is actually we're gonna place a little Sakura piece there on the top. Okay. Not exactly what I thought that was for. So we need this one, E26, and oh my. Looking ahead to the next step is not going to be very fun. But at least the train is basically done here with this last little bit. Lurking in the background because I'm usually at work. Yeah, and especially at this time. Like, I know that streaming at this time is not ideal for a lot of people because most people are at work during the day. But it's just what works for me for now, unfortunately. It's only real option. But anyway, I will also say, while I'm here, just briefly, speaking of streams, on Friday, it will not only be Friday in California, it will be a live stream. Adam and I will be live on the USA Gundam TV channel. You guys can tune in because we'll be talking about some cool things. I think we're going to be talking a little bit about what's going to be going on for Black Friday or like our Thanksgiving sale next week. I don't think like the live stream on Friday, we're not live stream should be quite clear. The live stream this Friday, we'll be talking a little bit about what's going to be going on with the Thanksgiving sale next week, but not in that great detail. So don't expect like to get the full details of everything for the sale. That'll be coming later. But A10, which is the last bit of this section. So that's one of the things. Of course, we'll have something for a giveaway. For a giveaway item, as usual, we'll have something to give away. What was the other thing? I feel like there was something else that we were going to talk about. Oh, yeah, there is something else to talk about that I think we're going to be announcing on the live stream. So just make sure that you tune in to the live stream this Friday on the USA Gundam TV channel. Adam and I will have some cool stuff to talk to you guys about. Should be very exciting. Okay, so these last parts are basically just the pins here on the bottom that are going to be used for attaching our train car into the full diorama set later. But this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea as to how big the set is going to be overall. It's something like this wide, and not necessarily that wide, but that's all the train done, complete with a little Sakura pedal on the top. Very nice. Okay, could put that over here to the side, because this next part is gonna be interesting. We got E20, which is this big panel here, and then we have to put 9 of this E54 piece, and there's 10 of them, so we have an extra 1, 2, 3. Doing the count voice reminds me of JRose11, a YouTuber that I like. He does like different Pokemon challenges in like the games. Check him out if you guys are curious. They're nice videos for me. I mean, he does a lot of challenges in like the old, in like Pokemon Red and Blue and stuff, in like some of the old games. So like it's nice for the nostalgia, and it's also just comfortable to have on just like in the background. So like I'll put his videos on sometimes just while I'm working as just like some background noise. So I can recommend. But last time I checked, he hadn't made any videos recently, so I'm not sure what's going on with that guy. I don't know. It's definitely not somebody that I know personally at all, so I couldn't say. It's not somebody that I could say like, oh, I should get in touch with him and see why he hasn't made any videos for a while. Like if it was friends in the Gunplay YouTube community, that could be the case, but it's not. Found it and subbed just now. Chris Jones, what is it? USA Gundam TV. Oh, yeah. Where is this channel? Yeah, the USA Gundam TV channel. It's just USA Gundam TV on YouTube. Sub on there, because aside from that's where we do the live streams, usually every 2 weeks. We haven't done one for a couple weeks just because we had the wrapping up of the contest, and then we had a tropical storm last week, and there's just kind of been other stuff going on, but yeah, that's where we do the live streams there. And then I do some other content there on that channel. It's basically sort of like my second channel, second YouTube channel, but it's just there as a channel just for the store. So it's just content that it's like more specifically just for like the USA Gundam store. There's some cool like behind the scenes stuff and stuff there, and a couple of videos, and we've got some more plans for doing some more stuff like that. So if you guys are interested just to kind of see like behind the scenes stuff, not necessarily, doesn't have to be like particularly of this store, but just behind the scenes of an online Gunpla model kit business. It can be interesting content for that. It's not a whole lot of that online as far as I know. So do Target still sell Gundams? Maybe that was just one in particular. No, yeah, Target does, at least as far as I know. They're still selling Gunpla. But don't buy from Target. You don't necessarily have to buy from us, but I would recommend buying from like an actual model store. Buy everything else from Target. Target's great. I love Target. It's great for a lot of things. But number one, their model kits, yeah, local over big box, exactly. Number one, their model kit prices are expensive, so I just wouldn't recommend it just for the simple fact that their prices are not good. But other than that, yeah, just support a model kit shop. It doesn't have to be like a tiny mom and pop one. I mean, even like a business like ours, like one of the biggest in the country, but like still, that's still pretty small. So like it's still, you know, not too much different from just being a family run business, basically. So when you're here, your family. My experience is Target doesn't restock their Gundams. Yeah, that's, I mean, they carry Gunpla, but it's very limited. And it seems like it's mostly just like the battle log stuff. So I think what they get is very limited. Or it was, I don't know the details of their like contract with Bandai, because I'm sure there's a specific contract about like what they get and how much they get and stuff like that. It may have been that they only are like, that's just a part of like whatever contract they have worked out, is that they're only carrying the battle log kits. So I think, well, no, that's not true. I have seen a couple of different like other, it's like random HG kits there. It said 9 of these parts, and didn't I punch out 9? It seems like I have some extras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I punched out more than I need. That's fine. I thought there was 1 extra part, but actually there's 3 extra parts. Okay. Smell something good. Somebody's heating up their lunch downstairs. The like a break room where like the microwave is. It's like right below my office, so you can usually smell something. Yeah. Oh, it's after 12:17 already. Oh my. All right. So I'm gonna wrap up the stream here pretty soon, just because, like I said, I was hoping to finish this all in one go, but there's definitely a lot more here than I was expecting. So let me know, those of you guys who are here. I mean, I know this is not as wide of an audience as typically for just like a regular live stream. For those of you guys who are here, if you have been enjoying this, if you would like to see the rest of the process carried on in a live stream, let me know. Give a shout in the chat there. Or if it's something like just out of curiosity, you just would like to see it just when it's done, I can just post a picture later after just finishing it at home or something. My piece here for the, I was gonna say my piece for the train rail, it's almost broken off, and then it broke off. So hopefully that should be a pretty easy part to just glue though. Should be okay. And this, can pop that off. So it said to notice the perforations on this. Okay. Oops, got it backwards. There we go. Put a couple of dabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be more than enough. And there. Laying some track. Hey all. Hey Rick. If you're just coming in, sorry to say, I'm just about to be finished here with the stream. Not finished with the kit, unfortunately, but finished with the stream here in just a minute, as we're just about ready to wrap it up. This part, fortunately the part that I broke is like just a little bit at the end, and it's at the back, so that's good. It's gonna be very, very unnoticeable. Okay, that goes on here. broken piece. Fit into there, please. Hello. What's the deal? Yo. Fit down there. What's the problem? Ah, there we go. That was a little tight. And probably just because this piece is broken off, I want to add a little bit more glue. Just to make sure that that doesn't want to go anywhere later. Okay. The track is laid. Sorry, off camera, but there you go. Track is laid, and let's see. When I retire, I'll have more time for Gunpla. Yeah. Just keep telling yourself that, because that's what I'm gonna keep telling myself. All of that backlog. I'll have time for that when I'm retired. I'll have time for building my Gunpla backlog. I'll have time for reading my book backlog that I have of books that I've either not started or not finished reading. I'll be able to catch up. I even have some video game backlog. E4857. Yeah. Just don't worry. When we retire, we'll get to all that stuff that we've been meaning to get to. Definitely. Just sacrifice sleep. We'll sleep when we're dead. Hey, exactly. That's my philosophy. That's been harder to do. Much harder to do this past year, though, I will say. While I was living in Korea, that was the thing. There was a lot of sleep sacrificed. But no. After moving, it's just much more difficult than it used to be. I am getting older. That's for sure. So, I mean, that's one factor of it, I guess. But, I mean, compared to like a year ago, when like a year ago, I was able to stay up till like 2 or later, like every night. And not necessarily working on like Gunpla every night. You know, sometimes just doing other stuff or whatever. And not have any problem with it, basically being totally fine. And now, and it's a struggle. Cannot do that anymore. So, I don't know. What part of this is this? This is, oh, the backside. Okay, so we had to turn it around. So this part goes here. Oh, it's like a wall in the back. Okay. Said I was going to be done, but I'm just continuing on here just a little bit because I just want to, I'm in the zone. I want to keep working on this, but I do have other things I need to go work on. So I do need to wrap it up. But I am enjoying working on this a lot. Really cool kit. I can recommend it. I'm glad I picked this up. And I will definitely recommend to Adam that we look into maybe stocking this for the store. So I think it's pretty cool. I think you guys might like it too. Although this is the only one that's like Japanese themed. So like if that's what you guys particularly like about it, the other ones that they make are not, they're not so Japanesey. I don't know, if you're like Harry Potter or something like that, also they seem like they kind of along those lines as well. and other themes. There's a few other different themes. What is this part supposed to be? Not too sure. It's like a little wall, something in the background, but it's like off center. Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe I just pressed it in wrong. There we go. Don't know, but I guess we'll find out next time. If I see the clock turn 11, that's sheer luck. Oh yeah, dude, 10 p.m. rolls by. Just absolutely be, yeah, yep. I mean, staying up till like 10, 11, 12 is fine, but past 12 is when it starts to get dicey. Did Zach talk about his family's current state after the hurricane? No, Spiral, Seahorse, no, I didn't. If you're talking about like the hurricane that was like last week, which was just a tropical storm, that was totally fine. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. It did a lot of damage. Just fortunately, not where we were. C19. We lucked out and didn't really have any damage at all, like in the area that we lived. Yeah, come out of there. But it did do some damage. If you're talking about Hurricane Ian, which was at the beginning of October, I think it was beginning of October, end of September. We did have some damage from that. Our house was mostly fine. We had a little bit of roof damage just because a big tree in the backyard fell down and it damaged the roof a bit. But we had already, like a few weeks before that, we had already filed a claim with our insurance to get our roof replaced anyway. So they were able to just kind of tack it onto that as part of the roof replacement. Just gonna fix the hurricane damage as well. So it all worked out. The next step here is gluing our actual train car down to here. So I figure might as well do this as the last step here for the day. But do we get the tree removed? Yeah, we got the tree removed. We removed it. Adam and I. Adam came and helped me remove the tree, or just cut up the tree, I guess I should say. Most of the tree is still there, so it's not gone. Unfortunately, that's the trouble we have now, is getting rid of all the wood. But we got it all cut up. There's actually two that we had to get rid of. That were both technically ours. One of them, it was technically our tree, but it fell it was like right near the edge of our property, and it fell into our neighbor's yard. So I guess legally then that's actually her responsibility, but we helped out with that. As in, like, we paid for the removal of that one. But then the one in our yard, which Adam helped me to cut up, we still had to pay to have the stump ground, because we could cut it all up down to a certain point, but then it's just the big massive stump there. So yeah, we had to pay for the grinding of both the stumps. So it was expensive. So cutting up the one tree that we didn't cut up, that we paid to have cut up, that one that wasn't our neighbor's, cutting up that tree and then grinding the two stumps, total was $1,400. Yeah, not too cheap. Oh, I know that I said that was going to be the last thing, but actually these other parts that we put together are going right here, so we might as well just put them on. Sorry. I keep lying to you guys, telling you that I'm going to be done, but now we're just putting on the parts that were already built, so I figure I might as well just put these here. Our train crossing sign. Like that. Cute. Oh my god. now that speaking of Japan, now that Japan has reopened for tourism, do any of you guys have plans to go? I would love to, but I don't have any plans at the moment. We shall see. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this, to Japan reopening, so that people can make some plans. I think what I'm going to do a little bit different for this one. I want to go. Need to get my passport first and start planning. Yeah, passport's fairly easy to get. And planning's fairly easy to do, depending on what you want to do. I mean, this could get into like a whole other like hour-long conversation about talking about like my Japan travel recommendations, but depending on how much time you have, I would recommend, if you have like about a week or so, a week to 10 days, if that's all you're going to be there, I would recommend spending most of that time just in and around Tokyo, because there's plenty to do in that amount of time in that area. I would not recommend like thinking that you're going to go there and like spend a week traveling all around Japan. I would not recommend doing that, because then you're going to see a lot, but it's just going to be like such a blur. I would recommend just like spending some good time like in a particular area. Tokyo, probably. I would just recommend, again, like I can understand people when you're going for the first time, you want to see a lot of the country. Some people, maybe you only want to spend it in Tokyo, but like Tokyo is such a unique place in the world as like a big city. Like on the one hand, yeah, it's just like a big city like anywhere else. But like there's so much, it's so unique, and there's so much to see and do in and around Tokyo. And it's such a good introduction to Japan. I feel like just my recommendation for anybody traveling to Japan for the first time would be just go and spend just like a week in Tokyo, and then if you have, go so on your next trip. When you go, you can then go to like Kyoto. It's pretty to go. Like you have 10 days, spend like a week in Tokyo and like 2 days in Kyoto, which even like to be honest, like 1 day in Kyoto is kind of enough to see like the main attractions, but days would be good too. Spend the night there, just spend a week in Tokyo. But what would be the best time of year to go? Like Sakura season, of course, but that's also going to be the busy time. So here's a lot of what we've built with this so far. It's just this section right here. So as we're talking, I'm just going to show that to you guys. But best season to go, I mean, summer's super hot, but I don't know, that doesn't necessarily bother me all that much. But if you don't want to be, in the super hot weather, I mean, like spring or fall would be the best. Winter is going to be pretty cold, and it's not going to be as comfortable doing stuff outside. Same in summer, but again, for me personally, the hot weather doesn't bother me that much. Cold weather bothers me more. I lived in Japan for a year, so but then I've also been there like as a tourist traveling in the winter time. It was not as fun. Summer's fine. Spring and fall would be the best. Spring you have the sakura, but in fall you have all the nice like fall colors there as well too. So, what's my definition of hot? I mean, it gets hot in Japan and in Korea, and it's hot here in Florida. So I mean, I know it gets hot there in Texas too. But I mean, hot. It gets hot in Japan, and it's really hot and really humid. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for the stream today. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and I'll work on this some more later. Not sure if it's going to be live or not, but I will see. I'll let you guys know. If it's gonna be live, I'll let you know. If not, I'll just post a picture when it's all done. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. If you, Duo Maxwell, if you have more questions about traveling to Japan, you can feel free to just message me. I'm more than happy to talk more about that, kind of give more, I guess, travel advice about Japan. There's obviously loads and loads of resources online for that, YouTube videos and blogs and all sorts of information online. for traveling Japan. But if you're curious about my personal opinion, you can message me. I'll let you know. But yeah, anyway, just kind of see what else is there in the chat. But Mr. Quester said, I would love to go, but no money and no plans. As far as like the money thing, this will be like the super last thing. It doesn't cost that much to go over and get a good experience there. There's ways to, the biggest expense is just going to be the plane ticket. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to probably cost you, $1,500 to $2,000, maybe just for your travel. But that's going to be the biggest thing. Then once you're in the country, there's plenty of stuff to see and do that is inexpensive, and you can eat inexpensively. You can get around, depending on where you want to go. If you're just staying in Tokyo, just going around on like just the local trains and subways and stuff, not very expensive. And if you just plan accordingly, you can stay for a week and you not need to spend that much money. It's going to be difficult because there's going to be a lot of stuff that you're going to want to buy, of course, but you can do it on a fairly small budget. Yeah. Will there be a stream on Friday? Yes, Uberzaku, there'll be a stream on the USA Gundam TV channel on Friday. Adam and I will do our live stream over there. And we have some cool stuff to talk to you guys about and to announce to you guys. So definitely make sure that you check that out. If you can't watch it live Friday morning, then just check the playback later on Friday evening or just over the weekend or something. But I would definitely recommend checking that stream out. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out this morning. I'm going to go work on some other stuff. And that includes and is mostly just stuff that is some more videos for you guys. So stay tuned. Anyway, just passing through, Alvin. You just are coming in right at the very end. So hi and bye. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.